Hello and welcome to Uglymug's Gaming. Have you ever wanted to blow up, bludgeon, and stab a monster all without having to change weapons? Well, look no further than the Gunlance. The Gunlance is a deadly and simple weapon to use. What it lacks in speed and mobility, it more than makes up for in power and raw defensive ability. A player with patience, an eye for openings, and the right armor skills can tank any attack and let loose a burst of extremely high damage. On the offensive side of things, you have three go-to attacks: your artillery shells, wyvern stake, and wyvern fire. Wyvern fire has long been one of the weapon's best moves. Holding R2 and pressing triangle and circle will lock you in place and charge the end of your weapon. After a couple of seconds, it'll let off a huge explosion that does very high damage. However, since you're locked in place, it's best to use it while the monster's down. And be wary of your teammates. It'll send them flying. Also keep in mind it does have a recharge time of a couple of minutes, so you won't be able to spam it as much as you might like. On the combo side of things, you only have one thing to worry about. One combo incorporates both your artillery shells and your wyvern stake in a very quick and effective manner. Pressing triangle and circle will swing your gunlance into the air. Pressing triangle will slam it back down to the ground. Followed up by circle, you will use all of your shells in one glorious blast that will do in excess of 100 damage. Follow that up with one last circle attack and you'll swing your gunlance back and shove that wyvern stake right into the little bugger. If utilized correctly, this combo can do in excess of 400 damage. Both the initial two swings and the impact of the stake do a good amount of damage, and depending on where the stake lands, the stake's explosion and the individual hits it does before it explodes will deal a good amount of damage in and of themselves. It is important to note that for this to work properly, you will need maximum artillery. You can get this either by making an artillery charm, which has a level 3, which is the maximum it goes up to, or by using Anjanath or Dodogama pieces to level up your artillery. I recommend the charm personally because I like having the armor parts open for other things. On the defensive side of things, you cannot beat the Gunlance. The Gunlance's shield covers a nearly 270-degree arc around your character, leaving only the rear left quarter exposed. The Gunlance also suffers the least knockback and the least amount of damage put through the shield of any weapon with a guard. If you use the skills guard and guard up, attacks will do virtually nothing to you behind the shield, and no attack will be able to penetrate it. To get these abilities, I recommend using the chest piece of Bezelgeuse, which gives you guard level 2, the arms, waist, and legs of Uragan, which will give you guard level 3, parts breaker level 1, and Uragan's protection, which is a set bonus, gives you the guard up ability. For your headpiece, it's really your choice. I go with the Diablos Nero to get focus level 2, which speeds up the charge of wyvern fire. However, there is an argument for using the Dragon Eye patch. Keep in mind though, you'll not really be aiming for weak spots with the Gunlance. You'll want to leave that to weapons such as the longsword or the greatsword or the hammer. Other things to keep in mind with the Gunlance: if you use your dash attack instead of using triangle and circle from a standing position, you'll have to press triangle and circle once your Gunlance is in the air from the charging attack to swing it back down. Also, if you charge off a cliff with your Gunlance out, you can press circle as opposed to triangle to light off all of your shells mid-air as a nice little aerial attack on your opponents. And that about wraps it up for tips on the Gunlance. Let me know down below in the comments if there's anything I missed or should have added in. And as always, I got other things I gotta do, so I'm gonna leave now. Goodbye.